Now for this setup here, um, this is a fun, this is a fun build setup here. You could do normal, hard, challenging, heroic. You can run this either for farming, hanging out, with fellas, or if you're just testing out something, different build crafting because you get a little bit bored. That's the main reason why I like to do these setups, just for the various builds that you can run across. So on this one here, SMG build setup here, you guys can try, have some fun with this. Specialization, we're gonna go survivalist, specialization. For this, you're gonna get that 50% increase outgoing healing, that 10% protection from elites. Then that armor kit is gonna heal the group within the 20 meters, so that's plus. Biggest thing here is going to be the mender, so we are going to utilize the mender. Then you guys already know you also get 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. Status effects will help out mainly with the Scorpio. We're using the Scorpio, so that'll be your whole thing there, as well as that 10% skill haste. So that's dope. You want to make sure you got spray and pray tier 3 because that's 15% increase submachine gun damage. Oh yeah, that's gonna help out with that setup there. Let's see. Now this setup. Just messing around with this setup. Messing around with the different SMGs. I know 3 of them I used, and that was actually pretty useful with this setup. Weapons wise, run whatever you want on the 3rd slot here for this setup. And then Scorpio is a must for this, mainly for the primary being a high end, so Scorpio is good. For the SMGs, well, let me take that back. You could do Scorpio, and on this setup, you can alternate. I'll go around a little bit. You use Scorpio, or you could use Lefty or Rock and Roll. Thorn, I just got this. I want to try this out. And that automatically dropped with a pretty good roll there. Damage target I cover, damage to armor, shotgun damage. But you could use one of these 3 setups here for high end, when we're substitute for Ouroboros. Now for this, your 3 options could be CMMG Banshee, which is very good SMG, Ouroboros if you have it. See, and you can already see with all these that their SMG damage, critical hit chance, damage to target out of cover. Same thing with the Ouroboros. I lucked out with this roll. And then you can also use the Dark Winter, that's the named Vector SBR. Same thing here. The BMG has Strain or Strand on there, and then the Dark Winter has Perfect Killer, or you could use the Vector SBR variation with that same setup there, but you're only going to get Killer though instead of Perfect Killer. Let's see. The MP7 is also good because that's 1,000 RPMs. I have yet to max this thing out. Mess with this. I had to say this. Oh, that's probably for one of those bleed builds. Yeah, one of those bleed builds that I have. But that's your weapon preference setup for this, for the SMG. Now we're going to the armor gear, or the gear setup here. So, whoops, wrong button. Alright, so we're going to run Seska. Seska, you get that 10% critical hit chance. And the backpack itself is going to have Vigilance on there. That's 25% weapons damage. Just don't take damage, because if you do, it's going to go away for 4 seconds. Excuse me. Now, here's your setup with that. You can see it's all red here. So weapons damage, crit chance, crit damage, double crit damage on that. And the chest piece itself, just covering talents themselves, we're going to be using the the Henry named chest piece. That's part of the electric armor set. And for this one, I got armor core, and you can see the attributes there. I really wanted to swap out that health, but I'm working with it. Now the talent here, we're gonna play around with his perfect companion. So that talent there, while you're within 10 meters of an ally or skill, total weapon damage is increased by 20%. So that works out pretty good. You'll see when we test it out. So now the brand set itself, you're gonna have the 10% status effect, 20% shock resistance, but the thing that helps with this is that 30% SMG damage, and that's just with the chest piece here. Now that's covering the chest piece and backpack. For the rest of the gear, mask, here's what you got for the mask. There goes your core attributes, normal attributes there. The holster, we are running the Sokolov. You're gonna get an additional 10% SMG damage, and that's your core attributes with the normal attributes. Armor regen helps. You'll see that. Knees, running the electric. Remember, you need 3 sets. We need 3 pieces of gear to run that brand set there. So I run that. So there goes your core attributes, normal attributes, and then Bellstone. Bellstone for this here, of course, that 1% armor regen. It has armor regen. I got 2 pieces of it would be nice to have armor regen on the chest piece, but I got health instead. But armor regen here for the Bellstone gloves. So that's your setup there. And then we already covered that. Now, remember, you're already going to be getting 10% SMG damage here, and you're getting with the brand set 30%. So we're already sitting at 40% SMG damage by itself there. On top of the, 10%, because we're running the skill tier for survivalists, SMG. I'm sorry, 15% you get. So we're gonna do there. So this is your setup here. Now skills, we are gonna run the Mender, Seeker Mine. Reason for that is because when you proc Perfect Companion, you need a skill. So you can run solo with this, because that skill is going to always follow you, and it's going to be near you within 10 meters. So you're going to get that additional increase of 20% weapons damage, as well as it being able to heal you. Then if you're running with a squad, it actually works out, because you're going to be around your allies all the time, or around their skills, so you're going to always get that 20%. On top of the Mender, when some of your teammates get injured, it'll just randomly seek them out and heal them. So it's actually pretty dope. Then I got the ballistic shield. Main reasoning for the ballistic shield is it does come in clutch for those situations where you kind of need something to protect you if you're not properly utilizing the cover. So anytime you're running this game, man, you got to pay attention to your surroundings, behind you, in front of you, left, right, as well as proper cover. So this helps, especially in combination with running vigilance, so it will protect you so you don't lose that 25% weapons damage. Okay, so that's how this whole setup is going to work, in combination with running the SMG with your 20% weapons damage increase plus 25% weapons damage increase, and then we're getting the electric 30% SMG damage, 10% SMG damage here, and then for the survivalist perk, you're getting that passive. You're gonna get that passive boost with the SMG, an additional 15% weapons damage for SMGs. So that's how this whole setup works. Scorpio does come in clutch because, again, it is ad control, but you can alternate this. Definitely can alternate this. Say if you don't have Scorpio, because I know plenty of people who have Ouroboros but don't have Scorpio. So I mean, there's different ways you can run this. So I've tried out let's say, I mean, you can run that if you have Ouroboros. Now, remember, all these guns that I have, they're at expertise 8, so the damage is going to be increased. Just pay attention to that for the newer agents. If you're not up there, but this is still very useful. It's still very, it's a good setup to play around with and have some fun. So you could do it that way, you know, or the way I had it before. I do prefer the Banshee. The Dark Winter is also extremely good. It's whatever you want to do. So in my case, this is what I'm going to stick with at the moment. Third slot don't matter. It don't matter what you want. You can put whatever you want. If you got the card, run the card. I'm just using this to level this up. But yeah, this is your setup here with all of that. Now, stats. Here's the stats on all this here. So for the Banshee over here, we're running at 153k. Now crit hit chance is at 60%, and critical hit damage is at 139.3%. Headshot damage 70%. So it's pretty good amount of crit hit damage and crit hit chance to help with this SMG. Now overall, here's your all weapons bonus damage. You see it there, the weapons damage from the backpack, the mask, the knee pads, and that's just the 30% that you're gonna get on top of the chest piece too. Well, it's not really including the chest piece, but this is what you're gonna get: 72.6% all weapons bonus damage, and then SMG bonus damage. That's just the SMG itself with the spray and spray talent that you see. That's 15% there. And then running the, Sokolov and then the electric, you're getting 70% there. So you're getting that 70% SMG gun bonus damage with the all weapons bonus damage. So a nice amount of damage without having to run a actual gear set. Well, yeah, man, that's what you got there with that. I only have 2 square or 2 shields, so we're sitting at 1.1 million armor, and then a Bellstone. That's what you're gonna get with your armor regeneration, which is fine. So just properly utilize your cover and you're good, man. But yeah, that's your setup there for this actual build.
Everything is priced to move.
We'll try to run some missions here. I was gonna do countdown, but we're gonna run some missions and play around with this build setup so you guys see how it goes. Try it out. If you want to see what you can add and adjust to it, chime in the comments on what can make it a little bit better. Remember, everyone's preference is different. This is how you shall run it. Remember, man, when I do this is all for fun, just build crafting. That's the whole point of why I do like Division. It's the build crafting, because I don't like to stick to metas. Metas is good. They're useful for for those pinnacle points in the game, but then after a while with those metas, you will start to get bored. So I often try to make builds that is outside of the meta, just to play the game a little bit differently. At least, I mean, that's my viewpoint, because believe me, I have saved meta builds for raids, for Paradise Lost, stuff like that, the stuff where it is needed. But if you're out here farming, doing missions on heroic and not going legendary, you can run this all day, every day. But all right, let's go. Let's get into some combat play. Test this out. Stand by. Alright, so I'm gonna run this on this setup here. This is just me by myself. Then I'll do a solo. Then I'll do a team run. So you can see how this rolls. Drop it. Get that 20% damage. Proper cover. Oh, I missed. Oh shit. Almost got me. Break this chain. Break that chain. Man, I ran through him quick. Alright. Okay, alright. Man, that did. It burned through the heavy guy. It's not bad at all. Alright, cool. Oh, I just want to just try that out for that part. I'm gonna go switch to some team play.
Agent down. Immediate medical assistance needed. An agent needs assistance.
Oh, look at that.
Drone needs trouble, got money. Taking fire! Taking heavy fire!
System malfunctioning. System back online.
Jeez.
UAV's going out.
need some ammo. Perfect.
Feel that?
Serious trauma detected.
Ooh. Yeah, let me get those rounds.
Over here! Got them! Got a jammer here!
System curtailed. System reactivated.
Now, if I lose the Henry or the Seeker, I mean, you got your other teammates. You're still gonna keep that 20% weapons damage, because you'll be around your allies or near their skills. Man, I have not used my Scorpio like not once. So we got Coyote's mass build setups here with the reviver, so they're probably striker. distance isn't there.
An agent has disconnected.
Of course.
Another black eye for Black Tusk.
Alright, well, that was the team-based play there. Actually, not a... it's fun. It's a fun little setup for you to use. Yeah.